How's it going, guys? Cody, we're back again. We're dropping yet another video. Absolutely infuriated by this video, by this story, guys. As you can see from the title below, prison worker 27 Victoria Loynes is jailed for 20 months after inventing claim that she was raped by an Asian taxi driver. Now, hold on, my phone just dropped. Right, this is unbelievable. Now, this girl, girl that you can see at the start, apparently was an aspiring model. Fucking hell, if she's got aspirations to be a model, I could be a model, and I'm dog ugly. Right, gonna do this story, guys. Link in the description below. Want to know what you guys think about this video? Right, I despise women like this. Right, this is a story in the Mail Online. Right, like I said, prison worker 27 jailed for 20 months after inventing claim she was raped by an Asian taxi driver. Now, this is what we're playing with, right? This girl, probably not focusing, wanted to be a model. Victoria Loynes' lies saw two men's reputation and work prospects damaged. Loynes, 27 of Durham, admitted acts of intended to pervert the course of justice. Judge James Adkin said her wicked complaint was a complete fabrication. A prison worker is now behind bars herself after inventing rape claims against an Asian taxi driver. Victoria Loynes' lies resulted in Rajiv Asghar and Abdul Rahim both having their reputations and work prospects damaged after they were grilled by police. She first said she was attacked by her man in his 20s, an account that led officers to arrest the completely innocent Mr. Asghar. Police later quizzed Mr. Rahim, who had in fact given her a lift that night, but was able to provide dashcam footage that showed she was lying. Loynes, who worked with sex offenders at HMP Franklin, County Durham, was also an aspiring model who entered Durham's Next Top Model in 2013 and the Miss Newcastle beauty pageant the following year. No way that she'd win, guys. She's rough as toast. Durham Crown Court heard her claim, not only cast suspicion over the two taxi drivers, one being arrested, but also wasted many police man hours while her allegation was investigated over a busy bank holiday weekend. Her offending was the unconscious management of a depressive illness, which had been caused by a traumatic breakup, her lawyer said. It was only when dashcam footage was reviewed from the cab of one of the drivers who had driven that night that it became clear her story was unfounded, and Loynes was then spoken to, not as a potential victim, but as a suspect. She told police, "Why would I risk my job and my lifestyle over this?" The court heard, police received a call at 3:49 a.m. on May the 26th last year from Loynes' mother, who told them as she returned home from a night out in a distressed state, saying that she had been raped by an Asian taxi driver outside Lancaster Road Hospital on the A691 near Durham. Loynes said she took a taxi from the marketplace in Durham and claimed the driver, who was Asian and in his 40s, stopped near the hospital and carried out the attack on the front passenger seat before pushing her out into the grounds of the hospital. She said she contacted a friend who picked her up, noticing Loynes had twigs in her hair and scratches on her clothing. Sean Dodds, prosecuting, said in her initial interview she changed her description of the driver to being in his 20s with spiked, gelled hair. Extensive inquiries took place and Mr. Asghar, a driver on duty that night, was arrested and denied the offence, stating that he had taken a fare to Crook at about that time. Mr. Dodds said the driver was discounted as a suspect, but the focus turned to a second driver, Mr. Rahim, who it emerged had driven Loynes, dropped her at the hospital on Lancaster Road. He said he drove straight home afterwards and footage from his dashcam inside the cab was accessed, which showed Loynes got out unaided and there was no contact between the pair. Mr. Dodd said it was Loynes' investigation status changed and when interviewed maintained her original story, stating she would not risk her job at Franklin Prison and her lifestyle over the incident. Investigating officers believed it was only when the dashcam footage was shown to her that she changed her account. Loynes said, "I'd been drinking and taking drugs on that night. She claimed to have been raped, the court heard. After leaving the club where she had lost her friends, she got into a taxi in Durham Marketplace. She claimed the taxi stopped outside Lanchester Road Hospital. She was raped by the Asian driver, who was described to police as scary. The court was told that at 7:21 p.m, 6 hours before the alleged rape occurred, she texted her boyfriend to say, "The taxi guy is being funny." It was 2:32 a.m. that she texted him again to claim that she'd been raped on the journey back to her home, and the police were called. Forensic evidence only found her boyfriend's DNA with no evidence of any sexual contact with another man, but at that stage, Loynes remained the victim of a stranger rape and the police leave was cancelled. 2 taxi drivers were questioned, and the first, being Mr. Asghar, 48, was arrested and his mobile phone and car was seized. Loynes then changed the description, saying the driver had been younger, in his 20s, with spiked gel hair, leading a younger driver, Mr. Rahim, to be grilled by detectives. Police found dashcam footage from the car taken from Durham by Loynes, which caught her leaving unmolested, and crucially picked up a reflection of the driver innocently scrolling through his mobile phone. Prosecutor Sean Dodd said on the camera she can be seen approaching the taxi and exiting it. A reflection shows the driver looking at his mobile phone. She gets out unaided. There is clearly no contact whatsoever, and the rape simply did not take place. The status of the inquiry changed from her being a victim to being one of a suspect, and had the dashcam footage not been seized, she would still have been treated as a victim. Adam Burke-Biff for Loynes said she accepted full responsibility for the false allegation and wishes to make it clear through me that the 2 drivers are totally innocent, and apologises to them and their families. She offers a sincere public apology and she is extremely remorseful. He said reports into Loynes by a psychologist found her offending was the unconscious management of a depressive illness, which had been caused by a traumatic breakup from her partner in 2018. Both suspected drivers spoke of the effect it had on their livelihoods and family life, while the lead investigator said Loynes' actions made deter future rape victims from reporting crimes. Loynes, 27, of Durham Gardens, Witton Gilbert, near Durham, admitted acts intended to pervert the course of justice, jailing her for 20 months. 20 months. Judge James Adkins said this type of offence can affect the prospects at trial of cases where it might be finely balanced as to whether the woman gets the justice they deserve. He added, "I find it difficult to see how distress about a breakup would cause you to make such a wicked complaint against someone totally innocent." There's 426 comments on this video. Unbelievable. I was sexually abused, guys, right? As you guys will know. Now, I'm absolutely disgusted at this. Oh, it was part of a subconscious fucking depressive thingy. I've got depression. I've had depression. You will not see me crying rape or fucking sexual abuse against anybody, right? Oh, because you had a bad breakup. Fucking boo-hoo. Fucking everyone's been shit on from a great height in the past. Some people many times don't see what they're doing there. Mitigation. They're trying to use anything they can to say, oh yeah, this is why she did it. 20 months, guys. 20 months. Out in 10 months. And like I've said, if it wasn't for that taxi driver having dash cam footage, they'd both be jailed. It would have gone to trial. Initially, one man was arrested, and then she changed the description, saying, "Oh, it was someone in his 20s." Right? She was under the alcohol. She was under the influence of alcohol and drugs, but she was said, "Why would I risk my career and my lifestyle?" Well, you're risking it by getting drugged up. When if HMP Franklin, which is a Cat A prison up in the northeast, would have drug tested her, she would have lost the job anyway. But like I said, she's now in prison. She's probably in Low Newton, which is up in Durham, Brass side. She's probably in there. Absolutely vile individual. It discredits women that have been raped. Not just women. Sexual offences happen against women and men. Obviously children, adults, male and female. Right? And this girl, I don't know how she wanted to be a model. Have you seen the state of her? Fucking hell. Women in Durham mustn't look very good if she's in a Newcastle beauty pageant and the one in Durham. Durham's next top model. Slim pickings up there. It must be. Otherwise, thought she was prettier than what she was. And I'm not being funny. She's ugly as shit. But absolutely, these women, guys, that shout rape, right? And like I said, it's not just women. You had Carl Beach, who said he was he was raped and abused by a VIP paedophile ring in government, and it was lies. That was a male, right? She's obviously a fantasist. She makes things up. She says things for effect. The guy that was in a relationship with her, I hope he's dumped her, because these women are extremely dangerous. These women that scream rape like this, right? Yes, it wasn't against her partner, but are extremely dangerous. She even went through the thing of trying to rip her clothes and put twigs in her hair to try and make it look believable. This was a prison officer, guys, that was working with sex offenders in prison. She could have ended up, if she, like I said, her reputation is in tatters, rightfully so. She won't ever be able to work back in the prison. She's only 27. Her whole life's come crashing down. She'll probably be in a lesbian relationship now at Low Newt in prison. A lot of women that go to prison end up in lesbian relationships. Nothing wrong with that. But like I said, extremely dangerous individual. Former prison officer. There's no protection wings in female prisons, so I'm led to believe, apart from the block, solitary confinement. Probably shit scared. If she thought she had mental health issues before for being depressive, she'll definitely have it now in prison. But yeah, absolutely unbelievable, right? I believe that these women, right, like I said, one guy was arrested, and then she tried to, and he was like, oh no, he was 20 and he had spike gel there and he was scary looking, right? Thank God that Mr. Rahim had a dash cam footage in his car. So it must have been looking inside the thing below, like with your rear view mirror. And because it was dark and he had his phone on bright, the reflection must have bounced from his phone onto the windscreen to the camera, so the camera could see. Thank God, because like I said, this could have, whether it was a white man, black man, Asian man, right, could have destroyed him. Like I said, could have gone home. Imagine that. He obviously could have been charged, right? Obviously, I don't think it got to that stage, but could have been charged as a rapist. They could have even remanded him, but obviously I don't think that happened. But these women are incredibly dangerous. And what you've got to ask yourself, guys, how is 20 months, right? How is it not a massive, right? Yes, perverting the course of justice is lying, like to the police, lying to the courts, right? Now, how can it, 20 months, guys, 20 months. This guy would have got years in prison, right? She should be given what a rape charge would be. Everything, whatever I don't know, I've not looked at the sentencing guidelines from the Crown Prosecution Service, reference rape. And like I said, you've got aggravating and mitigating circumstances. This woman lied about a rape. For me, that's the worst thing you can do when it comes to a rape. Yes, a rape never took place, thank God. But this woman, if she ever say that this woman gets out of prison and ends up being raped, right? God forbid, right? It'd be like the boy who cried wolf. Are you going to believe her? How is she should be sentenced to the maximum that can be given to a rapist, because that's what she was willing. She was willing to, right? She didn't change her tune and turn around and say to the police, hang on, I lied. No. The car was seized and the dash cam footage was seized, right? It was the dash cam footage that showed that this man was innocent. She didn't change her story. She didn't say, oh, no, I want to drop the charges. No. She was pissed up, obviously didn't clock the dash cam in the car, and had this allegation against this man. And all her friends would have been around her, giving her a bit of attention, which she was obviously craving, right? How is this woman, and why is this woman, why shouldn't she be sentenced to the maximum you can give to a rapist? Because for me, the aggravating circumstance, she lied about it. She lied. She was going to nail a man, could have destroyed his family, his career, he would have lost his taxi license, he would have gone to prison for years, innocently, had he not had a dash cam. This woman, guys, dangerous. Victoria Loynes of the Northeast. These women are out there now. There's men out there that bullshit and make stuff up when it comes to stuff like this, but there's women, right? Women lying like this, it's extremely dangerous. And this woman should have had the book thrown at her. 20 months. How does that act as a deterrent to other people that might thinking about making these allegations? Not only that, It takes away from real victims of crime, sexual offences, child abuse, victims, man. It takes away from them. Because she wanted to make it up because she wanted some attention. Oh, I went through a bad breakup and I've got depression. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people suffer with depression and mental health here in the UK. Tell me one person that's not gone through a bad breakup. Bad breakup. When you're in love and you break up, whether you break up, whether they break up with you, it hits you hard, right? And and everyone's been there, whether it's a childhood love when you was young in your teenage years, or as an adult, or a marriage breaks down, right? We've all been hurt at some time. We don't go out shouting, I got raped by a taxi driver, right? What an absolute state. She's an ugly cow, right? And I'm absolutely raging, guys, that this is going on. There's no deterrent for these people. 20 months in prison, 20 months, 10 months, nothing. Nothing. You can get up to 6 months in prison for non-payment of, like I was in prison with a kid who got done for non-payment of council tax or non-paying council tax, and I think he got 6 months in prison, do 3 or do 3, and he did 6, right? But she's lied and was willing to ruin a man's reputation and a man's life, right? An innocent man. She didn't even know him, an innocent man, just because she had a bad breakup. What a load of shit. That's just using cop out if I ever saw one. Dirty, hanging, horrible, ugly cow, right? And she's been jailed now. What are your thoughts? I'm fuming with this. What are your thoughts? What needs to happen to women like this? Not just women, because there's men that make these allegations as well, right? Do you believe that this woman should have been sentenced for like a rapist would? Because I genuinely do. You was willing to have someone sent down for years for rape. You should go down for years for rape. 1000%. Victoria Loynes, guys. Pictures at the start. Let me know what you think about her and her horrible lies. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.